Hey, everybody. It's Chippa in the third person. Welcome. Friday. Fuck yeah, Friday. Fuck yeah, Friday. How we doing? Shit, it's really nice out again. It's already 80 degrees. Claim it's going to be even nicer. This is wild. 3-day weekend coming up, which means less and less these days, but it's still Memorial Day weekend, so, screw it. We're still going to buy burgers and sit out in our yard, just the four of us, and eat some burgers. I got chainsaw oil on my hand. Stupid chainsaw. Why am I using a chainsaw before work? I don't know, I've been watching a lot of zombie movies and decided to grease up my chainsaw. No. Anyway. So what's going on? Thank you all so far for the outpouring of support over my virtual bar band episode, the very first one. I'm really hoping this becomes a thing. This was a lot of fun to do. A lot more time in the editing side and a lot less time in the recording side. I somehow am able to knock songs out off the top of my head, at least the ones that I know. Maybe it'll get harder when they're songs I know less, or when there's more tracks to edit. It's great when you have a band like the Blow-Ins, who took it one step further and did the actual music and vocal mix for that, which was an incredibly huge help. Gonna have to learn how to do that myself on some of these, which is gonna be fun. But I had a blast doing it, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Thank you so much. That's a big deal for me. It's something I've always wanted to do in one way or another, is perform in a band for people to see. I've been asked on stage to sing with bands, and there's a couple of times I've been in a band and it didn't really go anywhere. Yeah. So there's that. What's next? Taylor Morden, who you guys may know as the director of the last blockbuster film, which is coming out very soon. Hopefully. I think it's July is slated right now. I can't freaking wait for that thing. Also made Ska movie, pick it up, Ska in the 90s, which you've heard me talk about on here. Also made documentary about the Replacements, and also recently did Project 88. Project 88 was the 88 scene Back to the Future 2 remake. That is absolutely phenomenal. Get over to YouTube, Pop Motion Pictures, Back to the Future 2, Project 88. Check that damn thing out. Taylor Morden's a great guy. I'm just so honored that he even gives, the time of day to folks like me to talk to me, because he's a busy guy. But I do appreciate it. He's become a good friend. He also is in a Weezer cover band called Wheeze It, and that's actually where I got the idea to try to do something like this, because I'd seen bands, like Goldfinger and people like that doing their quarantine recordings, and it never struck me as that being something I could do, because I think band, I need to be able to play an instrument to do any sort of recording that people would enjoy, I realized, I do like to sing. I can provide that part, and that's often the part that a lot of bands are looking for. So the Wheeze It thing was, hey, record yourself playing this Weezer song, send it in, we'll stitch it together, because they as a band did one and it was really cool. And I went, hey, you know what? I could probably do something like that. And so that's what I did. So thank you, Taylor. Well, he is on his second episode of the Talkbuster podcast, third time on one of my shows. He also did an episode of Shooting the Shit to talk about picking up Ska in the 90s. And this time we talk about all kinds of things. We talk about Blockbuster, of course, because the last Blockbuster film is coming out. We talk about Project 88, which I just loved, and it's great to be able to talk to him about the inspiration for that, and getting the videos in and what it was like, and editing it, and all that, which is really cool. And then we also talk a bit about Star Wars and The Mandalorian, which is also really freaking cool. So all kinds of cool stuff in that episode. So please check it out, the most recent episode of the Talkbuster podcast with Taylor Morden. And what else? It's a beautiful blue sky here in the North Shore, kid. The east coast of the United States guy. Up here north of Boston. just say we're from fucking Boston when anyone else asks. It reminds me of that Saturday Night Live sketch. I don't know if you remember, they did a Real World bit, and one of the guys was Mike Myers playing a guy from Ireland, who basically all he would say, they'd go around to everyone and they'd cut to him, he'd go, I'm from Dublin! And that's all he would say. And then at one point, you know, they cut back and he's just staring at the street and goes, well, actually, I'm from a small hamlet outside of Dublin, but yeah, I get so tired of saying all of those words, so now I just say, I'm from Dublin! And it's just really goddamn weird, and it reminds me of every time, you know, someone asks where you're from, you go, I'm from Boston, guy. From Boston. Unless you're from fucking Southie, then that's a different goddamn place, all right, kid? All right? It's very fucking different. You seen Good Will Hunting? Southie's very different. But you could do this all goddamn day. What can I do? Dude, guy, you heard about that fucking Snyder cut there, guy? Me and my buddy down at the gym, we get all fucking swole. We look just like fucking Batfleck, guy. We're gonna go there, we're gonna watch that movie, we're gonna get fucking juiced up. Hopefully they don't put any of that other shit like the Captain Marvel shit. All that stuff in there that makes it less manly and cool, dude, guy, bro. Okay, I'm gonna stop that before I get in trouble. But anyway, this has been Chippa in the third person. I'll see you guys on the other side, guy. Bye.